So here we can discuss about the reasons of the law of demand. Law of diminishing marginal utility. Law of diminishing marginal utility states that as we consume more and more units of a commodity, the utility derived from each successive unit goes to decreasing. So demand for a commodity depends upon the utility. If the consumer gets more satisfaction, he will pay more. As a result, consumer will not able to prepare to pay the same price for additional units of the commodity. The consumer will buy more units of the commodity only when the price falls. Substitution effects. Substitution effect refers to substituting one commodity in place of the other when it becomes relatively cheaper. When price of the given commodity falls, it becomes relatively cheaper as compared to its substitute. Assuming no change in price of the substitute, as a result, demand for the given commodity rises. Income affected. Income effect refers to effect of the demand when the real income of the consumer changes due to change in price of the given commodity. When price of the given commodity fall, it increases the purchasing power of the consumer. As a result, he can purchase more in the given commodity with the same money incomes. Additional different uses. Some commodities like milk, electricity, etc. have several uses, some of the which are more important than the other. When prices of such goods, say milk, increases, its uses get restricted to the other most important purpose, say drink. The demand or the less important uses like cheese, butter, etc. gets reduced. However, when the price of such a commodity decreases, the commodities put as all uses whether important or not. Now we will discuss about the exceptions of the law of demand. As a general rule, demand curve slopes downwards, showing the inverse relationship between the price and the quantity demanded. However, in some special circumstances, the reverse may be occurs. That is, a rise in the price may increases the demand. These circumstances are known as exception to the law of demand. Like Griffin goods. Griffin goods, these are the special kind of inferior goods on which the consumer spends a large part of his income and their demanded rises with an increasing in the price and demand falls with decreasing in the price. For example, in our country, it is often seen that when price of a coarse cereal like jowar and bajra falls, the consumer have a tendency to spend less on them and shift over the superior cereals like wheat and rice. This phenomena popularly known as the Griffins Paradox was first observed by the Sir Robert Griffin. Next is you can say is speculation. Speculations means the exception related to the certain prestigious goods which are used in the which are used for the you can say like that if the consumer accept a shortage or scarcity of a particular commodity in the near future, then they would start buying more and more of that commodity in the current period, even if their prices are rising. The consumer demanded more than the fear of the future in rising in price. That is why. For example, for in the emergency, like in the lockdown period, people are demanding for the more articles of grocery for their houses. Next is article of the snow appeal. In this, according to this situation, the exceptional relates to the certain prestigious goods which are used as a status symbol, diamond, gold, antique paintings. Due to the prestige, they confirm upon the processor. These are wanted to be the rich person for the prestige and the distinction, and the higher the price, the higher will be the demanded as for such goods. Consumer psychologically bias. Consumer psychological bias means when the consumer is wrongly biased against the quantity of a commodity, a fall in the price may not its increases demanded. Example, clearing of stock, discount and sale. People are making fool to them. Means the producer or the sellers are making the fool to them. So likewise, that exception of the law of demand, upward slope curving is showing here. Now we will discuss about some movement of the demand curve, change in quantity in the demanded. So there are these curves are showing upward movement and downward movement of the demand curve. So the first of all, extension and the contraction of the demand. Now we will discuss about this thing. So expansion of the demand or extension of the demand. What is it? Extension in the demand refers to rise in the quantity demanded due to the fall in the price of a commodity after other factors remain constant. It leads to the downward movement along the same demand curve. It is also known as extension in the demand or increase in the quantity of the demand. The better to understand this thing, we can say that when the price is P1, then the quantity is Q1. When the price is P, quantity is Q. When the price is P2, then the quantity is Q2. Means when the prices are high, then the quantity is less. So that is extension of the. Now we can discuss about the contraction of the demand. Contraction means when the prices are high, contraction in the demand refers to the fall in the quantity demand due to rises in the price of a commodity. Other factors remain constant. Increasing and decreasing in the demand. So what is increasing and decreasing in the demand? Increasing in the demand refers to the rises in the demand of a commodity caused due to the any factor other than the own price of the commodity. In this case, demand rises at the same prices and the demand remains same even at the higher prices. It will happen because change in income, change in taste, distribution of the wealth, demand of the complementary or substitute goods, change in the tax value of the money, value of the environment also it's depend on them. Then decreasing in the demand refers to fall in the demand of the commodity caused due to any factor other than the own price of a commodity. In this case, demand falls at the same price or demand remains same even at lower price. It leads to the leftward shift in the demand curve. It can be better understood with the help of an examples. With this diagram, you can understand that the prices means increasing in demand when the price is low and when the decreasing in demand when the price is higher.